I'm going to make a motion that we appoint Scott Phillips as Mayor Pro Tem for tonight.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Brian, second by Linda. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we'll get started here. We'll have a prayer and a pledge by our local scout group. Adam Masterson will give us our prayer, and Xander Estes will give us our pledge. If you'd like to come up here to the microphone. Thank you.
Xander, prayer first.
Prayer first.
Heavenly Father, please bless this day. Please bless that our freedom will not be taken away. Please bless that we can stay free forever. And please bless that people never do any more problems to finish the Vietnam War. In the name of Son Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Will the audience please rise? Please repeat the Pledge of Allegiance with me.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, too, for the pledge and prayer. Welcome, everybody. We'll move on to the consent agenda, looking for an approval of the August 2nd, 2017 council minutes.
I'll make a motion that we approve the August 2nd council agenda for 2017.
I have a motion by Councilwoman Carter. Second by Councilman Hardy. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We now have the public forum, which allows anybody in the public to come up and address any concerns they have or comments. But if it's already on the agenda, please wait and use your comments at that time. So we'll open it up for anybody that has any comments. Seeing none, we'll close the public forum. Council and staff reports. Staff?
Council and Mayor Pro Tem, a couple things happened on the golf course this past couple weeks. First, today we had, I guess it's called Region 10 now, and it's hard to keep up with these regions. Maybe Doug can help me out, but we had a Region 10 golf tournament up there. So we had 7 high schools, and some of the local kids did really well. Salem Hills has won their first three matches again, so we got some good golfers coming through our junior programs, both Payson and Salem. We also had Salem Days Golf Tournament, which they had 132 players, so that was great. And we're always nice enough, they wanted me to extend their gratitude for loaning them their carts for their parade. We loaned them 6 carts, and they wanted to make sure I told you guys thank you for that, and that it was a good event, so thank you.
Council, Mayor Pro Tem, just FYI, on Monday the 21st, we're going to start a mill operation on the Blackhawk subdivision. We're going to roll the mill about 130,000 square feet of asphalt and then relay it. Should take, we're hoping a week, maybe as much as 10 days. So Staker Parsons has a contract to do the asphalt, and B. Jackson will be doing the milling with our crews hauling the tailings. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem, City Council, members of the public, just a few things from the police department tonight. We had some pretty good graffiti down here on 2nd South between east of 800 West that damaged a couple house trailers, a couple cars, the properties. Our officers done a fantastic job, had it all figured out. The individuals responsible booked into the juvenile Slate Canyon Center within about 24 hours, so kudos to them. They've done probably $10,000 worth of damage. We actually solved a previous graffiti case and some theft cases also at the same time, so worked out really well. As you know, I don't know if any know, we had the golf course broke into over the weekend. We've interviewed a couple of suspects on that, still haven't made an arrest, so we're working on that. We ordered the poles for our new speed limit signs on 400 North and Main Street. Hopefully we'll have those up before school starts. I'm going to say Larry King, but I'm wrong. His brother King. Sorry. The other King brother is working. We're going to get those put up as soon as we can. So, and on the Spring Lake, Linda brought up, we'll make sure we get that 100% instead of 95. Just kind of hard sometimes. We get busy at times, so we'll take care of that. So I think that's all we have. Unless we're having an event Friday night. They've asked us to help with the library. They're having a little kids fair behind the library from Friday from 6 to 8 that we're going to shut down the rear parking lot. Half of the rear parking lot is behind the library, so just be aware if you're from Utah Avenue over to about halfway where the apartments are, just south of the apartment building that's part of the business park there. Will be shut down for about 2 hours on Friday night. So.
Were the juveniles local for Payson?
Yeah, they live right there in that area, so they were just a skip away from home to cause the damage. So anyway.
As you came in, you notice that in the lobby there's no pool.
Yeah, we did.
I'm just indicating that as a reminder that the county fair is going on, and a lot of Payson residents are volunteering over there. Met some of them as we hauled our bull all over to the county. You'll see those set up at the entrance and that. They're all over the place. They even, when I was there, they had them leaning up against, hadn't put them all up yet. So, but I'd encourage everybody to attend the county fair.
Anybody else from staff? Councilman Hardy?
Yeah, just a couple of items. Saturday morning, I attended one of the final committee meetings for the Payson Community Theater. Play's coming along real well. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to have a wonderful stage that they're going to be able to perform on. So I'd encourage both the council and employees as well as the public to make sure you get tickets and go this year. It should be a lot of fun. Chamber has movies in the park. I believe it's Moana, and it'll be on Friday night. And they're going to start a little bit earlier than they have. I think if I recall correctly, they're going to open it up at 7:30, and probably by 8:30 to 9 they'll start instead of later. But that's another fun thing that the public can come and do and go see. And then I just wanted to congratulate the staff and all the volunteers on the salmon supper. The food was really good. A lot of fun. It wasn't no rain, so we didn't have to deal with that. The wait was an awful long wait, and that's one thing I'd like to see us talk about. If there's any way we can cut down on the wait. I don't know if there is, but there's a couple of things like that we need to talk about. But that's all I have.
Councilman, welcome. Yeah, I'd also like to thank staff and the entire town, all the volunteers for their help with the salmon supper. It was a good event and brings in a lot of people to our town. I really enjoyed it. Thank you to all the staff, for the roads crew, for the golf, accounting, public works, public safety. We probably don't thank you often enough, and sometimes we get after you, but we appreciate all the work that you do to make our city a great place. And the results for the
primary election are largely in. Sounds like they're waiting until Friday about 3:30. There's a lot of mail-in ballots that still haven't been counted, and they're checking provisional ballots. So thank you to everybody who participated, and congratulations to those who are moving on.
Woman Carter?
I just also want to thank everyone, all of the staff, for the help at the Salmon Supper. It's a great event. It's great for the city, so we really appreciate all of you that helped. That's all I've got.
Okay, again, kudos on the salmon supper. Does anybody have a count? Because everything moved really quickly, but the lines were longer, so I'm thinking we must have had
I
6.
thought we only had 5,200 tickets.
We have 5,000 tickets. We figure it's real close to that at 4,950.
Huh.
Yeah, we can do about 1,200 fish an hour, 1,250 fish an hour on the fire. So.
Because the lines were moving quickly, but they got longer most years, so I just wondered why. So I thought we must have had a lot more people, but.
I think they all showed up at the same time, maybe.
Okay. Couple other things are going on. One is the Nebo School District. They have that new resource center over in Salem, and they're having a ribbon cutting on Monday, August 21st at 10 a.m. It's going to be a good resource for people here, kids, high school kids here in Payson. So, encourage you to go over and see that building and all they're doing there. Just an interesting fact, I'm just started a class at UVU. It's for economic development, but something I got from them was a statistic on, it's from Utah County. It's an older statistic, but it shows you how much revenue you get for how much expenses in different areas. So in a subdivision, when we do housing, for every dollar we bring in, it costs us $1.23. In the commercial industrial, for every dollar we bring in, it only costs us 26 cents. And in open space, for every dollar we bring in, it costs us 82 cents. So I just thought it was an interesting statistic. Our golf event, we've been getting out a lot of invitations. We have 8 foursomes already signed up for that. I know a couple of county commissioners have already signed up, and so I think that's going to be a good event. And Tracy just showed me the logo we're going to do, and if anybody wants to see that, show it to him. But we're having a kind of a play on words, so we're doing our theme was kind of Payson's open for business, so we're going to have Payson open, and then for business underneath. So you have Payson open, and then open for business on the logo. So I think it'll be it's going to be a good event. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, I'd just like to echo what everybody else said about the salmon supper. I do know there's been a little bit of talk about maybe doing some slot times. Maybe that would help. I just think everybody showed up at the same time. A couple of years ago, 3 years ago, we made it go through fast. But when I got there at 5:45, there was just a lot of people.
I thought that we waited for fish this year that we didn't. I don't know if that was the wind. Anybody know?
I actually thought that it was more consistent this year.
Did you?
But I think maybe
On
if
my
we
side.
maybe try that and see how that works.
Yeah.
Do some slots, maybe that would, so people didn't have to stand in line, and maybe like Doug said, they could sit down on the benches. The elderly people could sit on the benches and not have to stand in line. If you did something like that, maybe it'd work out. Anyway, that's all I have. Okay, we'll move on to the Scout certificates by Councilwoman Carter.
Okay. I want to have our 2 scouts come up.
Andrew and Adam.
Hey, we have one more too.
Oh, we do?
Yeah. Yeah, let's get your name.
Glenn Cox.
Yeah.
Glenn Cox.
We'll get you.
Okay, we'll get your certificate, okay? I want you to come over here first. Now, what we normally do, turn around and face everybody. What we normally do is we have you tell what you like about scouting, okay? And make it good.
No pressure.
No pressure. Okay, your turn.
Scouting is good for a lot of reasons. I think because, first off, it teaches kids discipline, lots of discipline sometimes, and teaches you how to be a great person. Getting your Eagle Scout award is a good thing that everyone should try to do.
Thank you. That's right. Okay, this is, are you Adam? No?
Yes.
Are you? Adam. Okay. Adam, why do you like scouting?
Because all the citizenship merit badges teach you how to be better citizens, and it helps you to be more grateful for freedom.
Good. Okay. Thanks, Adam. And Alexander. What do you like about scouting?
That I also get more time away from electronics. They are fun, but I think the family should just spend more time with each other than on electronics.
And scouting does that.
Yeah.
That's good. That is good. You
When
know,
we're
not.
camping, my dad likes to take a break away from his phone.
Yeah, that's good too. Phones are always good to set down. Okay, so Alexander. Which one's that you are? Let me shake your hand, Alexander. Then I want you to go right through here and shake everybody's hand. And you too, Adam. All right, thank you for coming. Whoops. Yours. It should be right here. I'll sign it for me. Shake everybody's hand. Shake you there, okay? No, just this one. There you go.
Thank you.
Thanks to the leaders for taking time out and bringing them, and parents. Okay, we'll do the oath of office for Officer Ryan Mulford. By Judge Stolfus.
Thanks, Mayor Pro Tem. I just want to welcome Brian to our staff. He's been here for a couple of months. We just haven't been able to coordinate to get him in here to get him sworn in. So Ryan comes from us from Orem. He grew up over there. He's married. Has no children for some reason. We were giving him a hard time today about making sure he gets those kids going. But we're glad to have him. He's been a great addition to our department. So we thank him for joining us, and thank this council for the time to swear him in tonight. So, Judge.
Can I just say one word first?
Sure.
Speaking of hard time, is this the officer that stopped you?
It might have been. Yeah, this might be his last night.
I'm sorry, I've waited 2 weeks for that.
I heard that was going to happen.
I'm gonna get asked what you got stopped for.
You don't need to know.
I'm seeing you in court. Officer Mulford, repeat after me. I, Ryan George Mulford,
I, Ryan George Mulford,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and the Constitution of the State of Utah,
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
and that I will discharge the duties of my office
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. Sign right there. With your full name on there. I think they're gonna want you to be in the right side up for you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Debbie.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Yeah.
see you in court. I only had 5 of my officers there, 5 of your officers.
I know, we had a big week.
Thank you, counsel.
Thanks, Judge.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll move on to the resolution for the appointment of the board, of the members of the Park Committee Board and establishing staggering terms of service. Mark?
We have conducted the interview process as per the guidelines that we established earlier in the year or at the last of last year. Advertised for people that might be interested. The interview panel, which consists of the mayor, the city manager, and a city council person, interviewed, and the names were submitted. My understanding is that there was a question as to term, and so if the way that the guidelines read, that the initial term will be staggered. So the regular term is for 2 years for any of the members. The initial term is staggered. The 2 of them are 1-year appointments, and 3 of them are 2-year appointments. The guidelines indicate that should be done in February. So the question was whether or not we consider it done in February and continue with this appointment until next February, or which would mean that the appointments today would be for about a 6-month period of time and an 18-month period of time. Or we can go for a year and 6 months and 2 years and 6 months, or we can change the guidelines to have it effective in August. My recommendation is the latter because of budget process. I think a person being chosen to be on the committee, coming up to speed prior to the budget process and becoming familiar with the parks process and that, and parks meaning park, it's an acronym for where the monies go, and they're on that park committee, not P-A-R-K, but P-A-R-C, and it's for parks, arts, recreation, and cultural. So that's confusing when you just refer to it as park, but so my recommendation is that we bring the guidelines and amend those to an appointment in August so that we can have a full term with those people that are appointed tonight. And it gets them on the committee in a timely manner so as they look at the projects, make recommendations. It's all during that budget process, and February is kind of right at the beginning of that and coming up to speed, and also reviewing the projects and following through with their duties. It may be overwhelming for the new candidates.
So, Sarah, just give me some updated information. So far in the park tax for May was $1361.66, June $14,396.84, July $17,246.09, for a total of $33,004.59. So I guess my recommendation would be to do it August, and solve that issue. I'll entertain a motion for the resolution.
So we can just amend the resolution to read that way?
We can amend the guidelines. That's what talks to the April date. Their guidelines that we adopted probably about 9 months ago. And I can read those.
Well, Kim just said it was just because that's when it was kind of incorrect. You just
and I understand that. I'm wondering what we have to do, whether we have to change the resolution, what we're doing there.
And I haven't finalized the resolution. Depending on our discussion, I'll finalize it by the end of the meeting. But we can appoint them as of today, and for the terms of 1 year and 2 years.
So if we make that motion right now that you're proposing, you'll have it all done by the end of the day, and he could sign as Mayor Pro Tem.
Exactly. But on the next meeting, what I do is bring back our guidelines and amend those from February to August.
And would that show up Would that show up in the consent agenda then on the next meeting, or what will we actually?
Yeah, that would be an excellent way of handling it.
Well, if nobody has any opposition, I'll make that motion.
Okay, we have a motion for resolution 2017 by Councilman Hardy. Do we have a second?
I have a question real quick. When did they make disbursements? When did they make, is it an ongoing process? I don't remember.
Well, they
Or is
said
it
it was a
just-
2-month lag, correct, Sarah?
Are we doing it once a year, or are we doing it kind of ongoing as needs arise? Or,
The application?
I can
No, the allotment.
I can
the
express
allotment
the
of
guidelines.
funds, I guess.
like, how often are they meeting in?
I don't know.
The guidelines indicate that, and I believe it's in March, that we publish the opportunity to apply for a park grant for those 4 areas. Then there's a 2-week period for those applications to be submitted, and then the park committee reviews those and makes their recommendation to the city council. But all projects that were submitted will be submitted to the city council. And then the city council will budget for the coming year those projects that they have approved. And so the way the guidelines are set up, it's a once a year allocation of that money. It builds up over the year, but it's a once a year allocation.
I think the way, if everything goes right by Sarah's numbers, you should have close to 150,000 by then, so. Anyway, so motion by Councilman Hardy for the resolution. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Councilwoman Carter.
You may want to indicate the names.
Okay, and for the record, so we have Nancy Allen for initial 1-year term, Thane Kennedy for 1-year term, Gina Warren for a 2-year term, Jody Beck for a 2-year term, and Tara Macon for a 2-year term. And myself and Dave Tuckett and Linda sat in on the interviews. So, all in favor?
Aye.
I guess and authorize the mayor pro tem to sign, correct? Roll call
We'll ask
vote.
for a roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes. Okay, Mark, for the 40-year water rights plan.
In your packet, there is let me grab the right resolution to get in front of me. There is in state law a requirement that we have a 40-year water plan. We retained Jim Riley Engineering LC to prepare that 40-year water rights plan as is required by state code. That plan is about 14 pages. It's in your packet. We're looking by resolution to adopt that plan, and that's where we're at.
Any questions or discussion?
I had a question on that. There's blanks in some of the places that talk about water rights, and there's blanks in there. Why are there blanks and not information?
Nobody can answer that. I don't know. We don't have anybody from water or from public works.
Guess it's kind of hard to pass something with blanks in it.
We need to table it for until we can answer those questions.
I think we ought to table it. I'll make a motion we table it until we find out what the blanks are. It's hard to pass them without.
Got a motion
makes
by
sense.
Councilman Hewlett to table.
Second.
That's a second by Councilman Welton. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Okay. Resolution for the amendments to the Payson City fee schedule.
And I'll turn that over to Ron. That's amendments for the industrial and commercial as it relates to solar.
Basically, what we're looking at doing is, on the buyback prices, we're doing the same methodology we did with residential, do 73% of the wholesale or the retail rate, and buying back any solar produced on commercial. The solar numbers with the residential did hit, and so that's basically all we've added. Changing that. We've had a couple of inquiries.
Question, so do we have any current customers that we're gonna have
We do
issues
not.
with?
We do not.
Okay.
So hopefully we're ahead of the ball there. But we have had some inquiries.
Any discussion or motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve the amendments to the Payson fee schedule.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Councilman Brian Hewlett and a second by Councilwoman Carter. Roll call. Mike?
Aye.
Doug?
Aye.
Linda? Aye. Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, now we're on to the resolution for the interlocal cooperation agreement with the Nebo School District for a Payson High School resource officer.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. This past year in the legislature, they passed House Bill 239, which made some requirements for us to have a contract with our high school for a school resource officer. It also amended several laws. The bill is quite extensive. Our part basically is just to come to an agreement with the Nebo School District, which we have done along with our neighboring communities that belong to Nebo School District, Springville, Salem, Spanish Fork, and Senequin. This resolution is just basically approving the interlocal cooperation agreement with Nebo School District and Payson High School, and you have a copy of that in your stuff. So I just asked that you support this, and we have this passed before school starts next week. So
Thank you.
if you have any questions,
Discussion or any questions for Brad? Entertain a motion for the resolution.
I'll make a motion that we accept the resolution of the interlocal corporation agreement with Nebo School District for Payson High School resource officer.
Got a motion by Councilwoman Carter.
Second.
Who was second? Doug? Mike, second by Councilman Hardy. Roll call.
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes.
thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Is it just one specific officer that will,
We have one that is assigned, Officer Carlson.
You're rotating kind of?
He's our assigned school resource officer.
okay,
But the agreement covers, we could, and when his term
Rotate.
expires, we can
Oh.
move with, we basically just I just meet with the principal every
Yeah.
time we have a 3-year rotation, and we move throughout the rest of them, so
all
we
right,
can change that.
thank you.
So, on to item E. Do we have anybody here for the development proposal on 1100 East? The applicants who I'm looking for. Kim? Well, sorry, I tried Wolf, ladies. I'll inform you of the next one.
Oh, don't forget,
Gentlemen.
Elmo.
Oh, yeah, sorry. He's just the driver.
No, he's not.
He's the leader.
Well, this is my hero.
Well, we really, we do appreciate being notified of that, so.
What's that?
We appreciate you letting us know about the
You betcha.
hospital.
So, well, sorry, like I said, they were on the agenda for a discussion item, but I don't know why they didn't come. So,
We scared him off.
you buried the body out front, huh?
Yeah.
Well, thanks, everybody. We'll take the motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
What is that?
Did I spell your name right?